I just need to
so you
prepare
get
spells.
right. So you
Or go
get to
ahead.
pick 2, plus you get Bane and Hunter's Mark in your prepared spell list.
Okay. So there's nothing else I need to do at the moment for leveling then? Not this level anyway.
Okay, I'll be right back and then we'll get this started.
Okay. I'll be right back as well.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
Is everyone here?
Someone...
I'm back as well.
Oh, welcome back. Yeah. Binder and Ben are still muted.
I am here.
Hello.
How's it going? I'm done with dinner and everything, ready to roll.
So last week you guys fled Port Naranzaru, or Nyanzaru. There was an explosion, people died. Also a riot at the jail. Luckily you survived.
And we swear we had nothing to do with either of those events. They were not our fault. It was like that when we found it.
Oh yeah, you're a friend of one of the princess. One of the princes who happens to be a princess. Right, so these are two-level
We're on the wagons.
And it's not pictured, but they have like cloth-covered domes. So I'm figuring each wagon has 2 rooms each, because Watt doesn't sleep and Nemeth sleeps kind of on the driver's bench. They're massive wagons, as you can tell.
So they're like double-decker buses, but covered wagons pulled by Triceratops instead.
Yeah.
Is this our first night in the wilderness?
Yes. Let's say it's dusk and you're setting up camp.
I'm going to walk the perimeter, I guess. Go 10 or 20 feet into the bushes and circle around all the way.
Okay. How are you doing this? Describe for me how you want to
Going.
manage yourself.
I am stepping in underneath the trees where I just moved my character, and I would say, like the elf that I am, stealthily walking around, doing a perception check every 10 or 20 feet. Which I mean, I'm pausing and listening, seeing if there's anyone or anything out in the woods that I can identify. What kind of rolls do you want for that?
I would like 3 perception checks.
Okay. Well, one of them was slightly better than mediocre.
So I'm sitting out.
Right now, it seems like the jungle floor is oddly devoid of any sort of life.
Okay. I'm walking my guy around and exposing a fog of war to him, if that's fine.
I'm not using fog of war, this is just lighting.
Oh, okay.
It's scale, yeah.
Still getting used to the funny, fun Roll20 technology.
And you too could have this
So
for
this-
just $5 a month.
Well,
So if this is the lighting, it's pretty dark. Can we like set up some torches around?
you and I can see in the dark.
I think everybody can see in the
Right.
dark. Everybody's either
Oh, well, like-
a half-elf or an elf.
On my screen, the view distance, it's like barely bigger than the wagon. And it's just like black, just like a circle around it. It's just like I can't see anything else.
Yeah,
outside
you
of the
have
wagon.
normal dark vision, which gives you 60 feet, and it starts going dim at 30.
Okay, so the scale on this is like way different than I was thinking.
It's not a small map.
Okay. I guess setting up lights won't really expand that distance beyond our dark vision, so it's
It can.
kinda pointless, right? Oh,
I think setting up lights would draw attention to us. Like people would see our lights from farther away, then our light would reveal them.
Hunger
I think it's
Games.
probably a good idea to keep the light down. Have somebody sitting on top of one of the wagons to keep watch.
Each wagon
Well,
does
before-
have a crow's nest.
And a person on top of each wagon. We can go in. I know that elves only need 4 hours of meditation, and I know that you can take 2 hours of watch and a long rest and be fine, and still get your long rest. So I'm happy to take a couple hours.
I will be happy to take a turn.
Yeah, indeed.
Do we want to put somebody on each wagon?
Sure, I will take the second wagon. I'll hop up there for a first watch.
Okay. I will take
Before-
I'll take the first wagon.
When I say second wagon, I mean the second one from the left.
I'm going to take the one on the left.
Yeah.
You want to take the one on the right?
Yep, got it.
Great. So
Serenaded by snoring triceratops.
might put me to sleep. That's actually what I use for my white noise.
I have Triceratops storing on wax disc.
before we set up watch or everything, right as we come to settle up to camp, I find Binder, or not Binder, a Ram. Ram is the cleric, correct?
Yeah, he's
Or
a
Arn?
cleric of.
Arn.
Was it Paylor
Arn.
or Lathander? I never remember. I only remember I have this thing about remembering.
Yeah, it's Paler. Basically, my holy symbol looks like the Buddy Christ from Dogma. I have a red heart with a golden sunburst on it on my chest.
Okay, well, I will tell him I am going to practice being. If I'm going to be a hero, I need to practice. So if you hear me scream and a thud, come find me and don't let me die.
Practice with sword? What do you mean?
Gonna see if I can do stuff.
Okay, well, don't hurt yourself doing stuff.
Okay. And then I'm gonna find a tree, a high tree, and I'm gonna throw my dagger to try to get it to stick in the tree as high as I can throw it. And then I'm gonna go to it. And I will do that in the same tree like 3 times, so I'm really high.
Okay,
And
what's
I'm
your
gonna
throwing
find-
distance?
Oh.
I have to figure out
Throwing
when you reach the
distance.
canopy.
Throwing distance. Come on. It's 20-60.
Okay,
So
so
60.
it's gonna take you 4 or 5 throws to get to the canopy if that's what you're attempting.
Right. Okay.
But you can do it fairly easily. I mean, it's not like the dagger magic is gonna fail.
Right. So once I get up to the canopy, I find a good strong limb. And I start running really fast until I am within 60 feet of another tree. And then I'm going to jump and fly and throw my dagger into the other tree and go to it before I hit the ground.
Okay. So we're doing a parkour ninja running montage.
Right. Yes.
I like it.
And I spend, once I find out I can do it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to die, I'll spend like an hour just running around doing such things until I will end it by throwing the dagger, jumping off above the wagons, falling, and throwing the dagger down towards the crow's nest, having it stick into the crow's nest and go to it.
Nice.
Which crow's nest?
I'm not gonna make you roll
Uh,
anything for this.
Which I would say, I'll say the front one, the one with Nemeth on it.
I'm keeping watching the crow's nest. Is the crow's nest the bench, or is it above the main?
It's above the
compartment?
main part.
Okay.
Theater of the.
I figured I figured it's in the middle where I'm at.
Then I'm going to go ahead. I think that was a good choice to go over to him. Because
You have more
never know.
visibility
Might
over
get-
the sides
might
than
get
the front or
shocked.
the back.
Okay.
But the front and the back of the wagons, there's only like a mesh screen to keep bugs out. However, it's canvas topped, pretty thick.
Binder is idly playing with sparks, going from hand to hand, just sort of seeing how far he can get sparks to go really easily.
And then I will go to bed until somebody wakes me up for watch.
Toad,
Yes.
how much like supplies and stuff do we have, like food and water and everything?
If you ask Nemeth, he says that we currently have 30 days worth of food and water.
Okay.
On like the whole first floor
Oh.
of the wagon is just storage, like water barrels and food, and like hiking equipment.
Okay, so that helped me with my decision for what spells to prepare when I take my rest. I guess I would just be reading until I take the rest whenever on watch.
For the record, since I can cast Purify Food and Drink as a ritual, I'm doing that for every meal, for everyone's food supply.
No one gets food poisoning.
Hooray!
It's actually very useful. This book has very specific rules about that.
Nice.
Because it's a long rest, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
You get several pings.
Anything surprising?
Yeah, just how close they are. It's like ping, ping, ping.
And are they all just sort of the magic items that I know about, or is there anything else?
Well, like the first one's off Rel, and you can see her kind of. But then the other two come from the other wagon.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense
Think-
for Eldon having a couple magic daggers.
So Ral has some magic items. I know that I've got a couple magic items. I can see that Eldon has some magic items, and I can tell that Ararn doesn't have any magic items.
He's a priest. He's poor.
Correct. Unless my holy symbol detects his magic.
It detects this
Does-
like make a light.
Does that have a class? Is that like divination?
I think it's alchemical.
I don't think I can detect that.
I think the two spells I'm going to prepare is Cure Wounds and Aid.
Sound like good choices.
Yeah, Aid says your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. And if we start running low on supplies, I'll probably switch that to create food and water.
Awesome.
But for now, it'll be Cure Wounds and Aid.
I've went
Yeah.
ahead and studied Detect Magic, Comprehend Languages, Detect Thoughts, and Misty Step as my, in addition to Shield and Thunderwave.
Yeah, Roletta, what I did is I copied in every cleric spell in the compendium into my character sheet, but then when you click on the little gear symbol, there's an option, a checkbox for is it prepped up there at the top right of the detail panel. So I only have a few that are actually prepared. They show up as red for me. But you don't have to worry about the details if you don't want to.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
But this means that I don't have to dig into the compendium again. All the cleric spells at first level are at my fingertips if I really want them.
Okay, so who's on first watch?
That was me.
I am.
Okay, roll me perception.
Good at keeping watch. Really good at keeping watch.
So my passive is 12.
Yeah, like you've been in a moonless night, but this is a different kind of darkness.
Snoring Triceratops, serenade us to sleep. Giant robot dinosaurs are marching through the woods and we don't see a thing.
The first 4 hours go by uneventfully.
Okay, I need somebody to switch me out in about 2 hours.
We need a total of 8 hours for a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
but you can do 2 hours of watch within a long rest and still have it count.
This is true.
Well-
6 hours minimum if you're doing watches.
Mhm. Well, you said 2 hours have gone by. I'd say it's time for me to get Eldon. Or did you? Sorry, did you say 2 hours or 4
Or
hours?
if you want 3 watches, it's 2 hours.
Okay. Well, since I can meditate pretty fast, I can do one more watch.
Okay, so you'll take first and third shift. And then
I was going to say first and second, and then sleep the rest of the night,
okay.
or meditate the rest of the night. I'm sorry.
About 2 a.m. Aram comes and wakes Eldon up. Now I need Eldon to give me a perception check. You definitely hear a branch snap outside.
Which direction did it come from?
North.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna freak out over a breaking branch. I do climb down to the ground off the crow's nest, and I pick up a couple rocks, just, small stones, something I can throw at the other wagon. And I get back up and I'll throw some pebbles over at the other wagon. And once I have their attention, I'll stage whisper, "I heard something to the north."
And I think Watt is awake. He doesn't sleep. Watt.
Yeah, Watt is awake, but he did not hear anything.
Okay, then it could be anything.
Oh, who were you waking up? Or were you just going to check?
Oh no, if Watt didn't hear anything and he doesn't seem concerned, I will just stay at the wagon and keep watch. Assume that it's just something passing out in the jungle.
Giant robot dinosaurs, I'm telling you.
Okay. Your shift goes by without any further incident.
Okay, then I will wake up
I don't think you have to wake anyone
Armit.
up.
Okay. Well, then I go back to bed.
Well, by this time, Binder, you are done meditating completely. And so is Rallyda. If you wanted to get up extra.
I'm a half elf, so I can't actually meditate.
Then Rallyda,
What?
if you so wish, you can get up extra early.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll just like continue reading. I guess where I left off in the ancient book for more of those points.
You wake up like an hour before dawn, and Nemeth is already cooking breakfast. It's bacon.
I can eat and read. Try not to
Yeah.
get bacon grease on the frickin' book.
I think I still have the Harper guide to Harpers, or whatever it was. I'll keep reading about Harpers, and let's say initiation ceremonies this time. See how Harpers are initiated into the order.
Okay, you find out that Harpers have to be sponsored into the organization by another member. Typically, it goes better if it's a senior member.
Interesting. Okay. I eventually join people for bacon and whatever is presented as an alternative to coffee.
Rallyda, you get 3 experience points in enchanting.
Okay. Maybe a silly question, but like I can't figure out how to add that spell to the character sheet under like attacks and spellcasting. Tried dragging and dropping and it didn't do anything.
So for me, I go to the spells tab. There's core, there's bio, and there's spells. Up towards the top. And then I drag the spell in and drop it there.
Yeah, it's like showing up there, but it's not showing up under attacks and spellcasting.
Is it cure wounds?
No, it's aid.
Aid. Oh well. Yeah, that attacks and spellcasting really is only for damage dealing spells.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't need to be there. Okay.
Yeah. You when
Cure
you
wounds
wanna-
is there. That's why I was confused.
Oh really? Huh. I guess it's things that roll dice then. Cure wounds is a damage dealing spell that does negative damage.
I guess that makes.
I guess I shouldn't be the one speaking with authority about Roll20 since I'm still learning it myself.
As long as it doesn't matter.
Well, I think you can go in under spells and click on aid there, and it'll cast aid.
Okay.
So of mine, only my offensive spells show up. So it's probably spells that target somebody.
Cure Wounds for me also shows up. So for me, everything that rolls dice in some way shows up.
That like rolls dice or requires a saving throw.
Yeah. Or no.
Oh, I just noticed. I didn't mean for that thing to come up in the chat. I was just like trying to add the thing, and I didn't notice that I put it in chat.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we.
I
all
didn't cast
figured.
anything.
You heal the darkness.
No, it spell slots.
Yeah, I'm not that strict of a DM.
So it's morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
Ooh, nice singing.
Wow, my vision is a lot better during the daytime.
Yeah, we can see for miles.
Can see all the way to the Snapping Turtle Bay.
So what does today hold for us, I wonder to myself.
I asked that exact same question to our driver/guide.
Yes, Nemit says that you're heading to Camp Righteous.
Righteous. That's a good name for camp.
The further you go, the darker it starts to get. And I need everybody to give me a perception check.
And this is during the daytime? It's getting darker.
I'm on a roll with these perceptions.
Well, it looks like during the day I'm paying attention.
Yeah, Binder and
I'm just over-
Eldon. As the
How do I do a perception?
you click on the perception skill in the list of skills.
So next to all your abilities, like strength, dexterity, there's that second column over.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Crap. Fuck. This one.
you
that one.
deceived us about the quality of your perception.
I think that's the right.
You did. There you go.
So, Binder and Eldon, off a distance from the muddy trail, since you guys, since the road has actually ended, you can see a man walking, and he seems to have a limp. It's quite far off from the trail, though.
I shout, "Hey, you! Are you okay?"
The figure turns and slowly starts walking towards you.
Can I get another perception now that I know, heard Eldon shout? I look for what he's looking for. Or shouting for.
Sure,
Okay.
with advantage.
Still not very good.
Not very good.
Do I have any insight into what's to what this guy's intent is?
No, he doesn't look aggressive. He's currently, let's say, 300 feet away.
I will jump down and run towards him to offer him help. What you doing out here in the middle of the jungle? You get lost?
When you get about 30 feet away, give me a perception check with advantage. He looks dead. His jaw's broken and hanging dislocated. His eyes are milky white. Slowly walking towards
You're
you.
really not okay.
Give me another perception
I'm sure he
check.
just needs a hug. I'm sure all he needs is a big hug.
As you get to where he's at, there's a little crest of a hill that you're standing on. And you can see behind him, there's a lot more slow figures walking this way now.
Okay, I'm going to dagger travel back to the wagon,
It takes you a couple hops.
and I'm going to be screaming, he's not alive. He's really not okay, and he has a bunch of friends behind that hill.
Can I see it as
Oh,
well?
you-
I rolled a nat 20 when I redid my perception.
I start like trying to figure out what's all the commotion about. I'm like, what is he yelling
You
about?
can hear this low, kind of... It's a strange sound, because it's like 1,000 people going... A low rumble from the direction he just came from.
Like a thousand different scenes from The Walking Dead.
Well, that's
Best parts of
exciting.
The Walking Dead.
So, thanks for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask, do you guys want to stand our ground, or should we try to get out of here?
There's a whole bunch of them. I mean, a whole bunch of them.
Let's see if we can make it to the camp, whatever it's called. Camp Righteous.
Are they like further down the road that we were on though? Like the path to where we were going?
Yeah, are they in the way?
That one isn't.
Is the noise... Does the noise make it sound like they're in the way?
The noise is starting to come from more directions.
Let's go towards Camp Righteous. Ace, that's my vote. I'm gonna speak to Wat Wat and say, Wat, can we go?
Yeah, ask our guide whether fleeing or fighting is the best idea.
Usually we leave the dead be.
All right, then let's just keep moving.
Sounds good to me.
Another day, another zombie horde.
So your wagon crests the hill that overlooks Camp Vengeance.
And what do we see?
You see an embattled camp with wooden palisades and thousands upon thousands of undead standing around it. The guys are like, alright, turning around.
I asked the guide, how much lamp oil do we have in the caravan?
He scratches his chin. It's like, 4 barrels.
How many do you think we could light up with that much?
Oh, I'd imagine they'd make a 30-foot radius zone of fire.
Because I can light stuff up from a distance.
Do we have anything that would work like a pump? Like, could we like makeshift a pump and like just have a hose and like spray it in the crowd, like set them on fire?
I don't. It seems like there might be more than that, more than we're able to do. Do we want to try to get to the camp? Does it look like there's a way that we can get through to the camp? Or is it just pretty much we're too big and there are too many of them?
Honestly, they would probably... It looks like they could probably overwhelm the wagons.
Is the camp in danger, or is it just inaccessible?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
You can see in place, like, at the gates and certain places on the walls, there are just, like, dead men furiously battering away until their fists break and turn to fucking stumps and broken razor sharp things, and they're just scraping it against the walls. You do see one hole where there's, like, every time a zombie gets close, like, a pike comes through, stabs one.
So we have a cleric and a paladin. How good are y'all at turning undead?
The thought that it's possible only occurred to me last night. Because metagame, I just leveled up.
Turning undead. What is that? This is like speaking outside of the game. Like
I do not think, since it's a vengeance, or since you're a paladin of vengeance, I don't think you... It's an ability that divine casters have to...
All paladins.
Have you seen the movie?
undead.
Have you seen the
Okay.
movie The Exorcist? Rulita.
a long time ago. It's like the green girl and her head spins.
Do you remember the
keeping
priest?
on him.
Do you remember the priest chanting, "The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you," over and over again?
Yeah, and he's sweating like a mofo.
Yeah. Basically, I do that, and undead scream in terror.
I don't know. Do I have anything like that?
Yes, you do.
You have that exact spell.
So
Is that
you
like something I
have-
have to prepare ahead of time?
No, it's just
or-
part
No,
of
it's
being a
not.
paladin. You get to use it once a day.
So I speak up in response to Binder's question and say, yeah, I can turn once, just once, I can turn away undead that are within 30 feet of me, and they'll go running off into the darkness, and then eventually they'll come back. And if they were 35 feet away from me when I try to use my power against them, they won't feel a thing. And I can only do that once per day.
How about I go into the camp and see how they're doing? And if they're good, how about we just, tip our ass stage left?
Watt says that
Do you think
we
you can
have
make
to
it
get
in-
to Camp Righteous.
Okay.
Okay.
There's an expert in archaeology.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
He knows
So
where the old city of Omo
Oath of
is.
Vengeance. Oath of Vengeance has something called Abjure Enemy as its channel divinity option, where you present your holy symbol and denounce them using your channel divinity. You can use it on one creature within 60 feet, which must make a wisdom saving throw, and versus being frightened. And fiends and undead have disadvantage.
They only will affect one of them, so it's like pointless when there's thousands.
It's not pointless when there's one really powerful undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
And
there's
then-
thousands of just normal zombies.
true.
It's like there's no reason
Well,
to use it on a normal.
But we can deal with those differently.
Yeah, like I could run in and spin, swinging my sword, and like chop off all of their heads at once.
Maybe you don't bloat it on the first one. Maybe you save it until we need it.
Yeah, how fast was the one that you saw, Eldon?
Really slow.
What do you say those of us who are quick on our feet try to make a distraction and lure enough of these zombies away from camp that the caravan can make it in?
I think that's a good idea. I guess I wanted to go out and fight the evil. I guess I shouldn't.
Oh, I have a feeling we'll be fighting plenty of evil today.
All right.
So I'm pretty quick, and I also have Misty Step, and I can Thunder Wave, and I have range attacks that I can use at will.
Yeah, I think you're going to be our major damage dealer for this encounter. If you have just by Thunderwave alone.
I have 3 of the most powerful gnomish weapons ever crafted.
That's
Let's
very
do
handy.
this.
Okay,
I can purify food and drink.
good start.
They just need a better diet.
So do you guys want to... Let's try to distract him while and try to get the wagons there. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, who's team distraction and who's team wagon guards?
You know, since I can turn undead, I'll be a wagon guard, and I might be able to chase them away from the wagon that way.
I have Misty Step, which is a nice teleport spell. So I should probably go team distraction. Eldon, do you
I
want to
can-
go with me? As you can also teleport.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, and if I'm touching you, then I can teleport with you, right?
I don't know. I know.
Because didn't you take Riletia? You took Ral outside the
Yep.
building that way.
Yeah,
By
and I-
wrapping 2 legs and an arm around her.
Well,
so
I'm small. We can do that.
Ride piggyback.
I'll go on your shoulders,
really-
and I can shoot spells from on your shoulders as you teleport us around. What do you
Wait.
think?
what
I was
I'm
thinking
a
the
gnome.
gnome would ride on the elf. Would make
Right.
more sense.
Oh,
I'm looking up.
that's right.
From your
You're a gnome.
waist.
Never mind. Do you want to ride on? I have strength too, but fuck it. Let's roll.
I usually wiggle that rule
Does-
for piggybacks.
Oh. I'll just stay near
Okay.
the carts and like anything that comes near the carts is getting its head chopped off or
Did,
Oh,
did
yeah.
we determine that you can turn undead?
arms limbs.
Single target.
Ral has a single target, but she also
Ah.
has a sword that flies, and she doesn't need to have on her. So the sword can be out there, and she doesn't have to be, within range to take damage.
Just a lawnmower.
Yeah, do you have a
blade.
backup sword? Can the sword act independently of you while you have a second weapon?
It cannot.
Cannot. Okay.
That would just be OP as shit.
Well, I guess that. Yeah.
Well,
its own
I don't
character.
know. Like the
It does have its own character sheet.
the thing that I was like, it could, but it's like my character can't really not really that proficient with weapons on her own, so it's like she'd be
The sword
huge
wields her.
disadvantage.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess the 2 elves can guard the caravan, and the half elf and the gnome can take care of themselves.
Sounds good. Let's roll.
Okay, team distraction. What are you doing?
So outline the.
So the whole area seems to be in a small valley surrounded by hills, maybe no taller than 40 feet at their peaks. But it is in the bowl of this valley. It is completely cleared of vegetation. It's tall grass all the way up till the log palisades, which are vertical timbers that have just been hammered into the ground.
Is the grass. This is jungle grass, so it's probably not dry.
Probably not.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we jump out there and make some noise?
Well, I was thinking what I was doing up in the trees last night, I would do that around the zombies to get a bunch of attention.
Is there a space in the midst of them? Can we jump in?
It's about
I can thunder wave.
It's about 300 feet from you to the palisades. That's all clear ground. But it's a circular bowl area, so you could probably run around it if you wanted to, doing the parkour shit.
Okay. How much room is there to the is there a path through to the Camp Righteous to the Palisades? Or is it like wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder zombies in the way?
How about both? There is a path, but it's wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder zombies in the way.
Well, that doesn't make it better.
Okay, how about I Daggerus over to the other side of the bowl?
Okay.
Then you do a couple thunder waves or whatever and get them chasing us. And then we just we go a little ways and then go up into the canopy and come back up in the canopy. And hopefully they'll run right underneath us.
Okay, why don't you get on my shoulders and we should make sure that this dual teleport thing works.
Okay. So I'll climb up on his shoulders, wrap my legs around him tight and one arm around him tight and throw one of the blades and follow him. Follow it.
Yeah, you're able to do this.
Okay. Let's get in close. I want you to get me in close, and then you get out, I'll thunder wave, come back and get me, and then we'll get out again.
Okay. How close is close? Like 30 feet? 15 feet?
If you go 30 feet or 20 feet, then I can run forward and thunder wave. Thunder wave is a 15-foot cube in front of me. So it doesn't matter. We can just be next to each other because it's not like a cube around me. It's a cube in front of me. So
Yeah. That way I can
go together. I'll zap them. If you go right next to them, then we can, hit real deep in them. And we should have a surprise. So hopefully we roll well on initiative. Otherwise this could end quickly.
Oh, you don't have to roll initiative. The zombies are not focused on you at all. Just roll me or attack.
Okay, so Thunder Wave is actually DC. So it's DC 12. So 12 thunder damage. and anybody in there that gets hit is pushed. Yeah, so DC 12 Constitution save. What is that?
Don't worry. You do your thunder wave, but they seem to be more firmly planted in the ground than you thought, and only, let's say, half a dozen actually get pushed back. However, all of the zombies are turning to you now.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, do we want to do one more round or do we want to go?
If you want to do one more round, you're going to have to roll
Let's see.
initiative. If you want to go, I'll let you go. They're not fast.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll go and we'll lead them. I'm going to stay so they can see us. I'm just going to go, I'll go one throw forward, let them start chasing us. Then I'll go a throw forward and, stay inside of them until we decide that, for like 300 yards or so. And then we'll go up into the canopy.
Okay. How fast do they look like they could move if they were running?
Maybe 8, 9 miles an hour.
Okay. How many moves per turn? Or how many feet per turn? Like 40?
Yes, like 40.
Okay. Let's go at 45 speed at 45 pace increments. So we stay always at least 5 feet, at least 45 feet away from the closest one.
Okay, so that's what I do. 45 or 50 feet throws.
And we'll let them catch up to us, or almost, before we go again. When they get close again, the first time, I think I'm going to Thunder Wave another time.
Go for it. Alright, I have to go for it. And I'm doing weird saves because it's a lot of them. Ooh, and this one does way better. You detonate a thunder wave, and about 60 undead just go flying, and a whole lot more turn.
How many hit points do they have?
Not much.
Have I killed any, or are we still?
Killed all
are
of
they
those
still?
peoples that I just talked about.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's hang out here. I've got another 2 of these.
Okay. Are the ones, are most of them from around the camp following us?
I would say that about half of them from the camp are starting to break off. The half that's clearly on your side. And the people on the cart watch this. It takes about 10 minutes, but eventually a good portion of the zombies are in the forest looking for the source of the loud thunder sound. And that's when Nemeth whips the Triceratopses into action, and the wagon train goes screaming towards the gate. Now, here's the thing, is that these are Triceratopses, and these are zombies. And the Triceratops are not as dumb as you might think they are. They just plow right through zombies, goring them and trampling them. You get to the gate and you hear someone from above you shout, "Open the gate!" And the gate starts to slowly rise.
Eldon, let's go back there.
Okay. Staying up in the canopy, I get to the point where we can look down into the gate.
Oh,
Or
there's
into the camp
300
compound.
feet. Well, actually, I guess if you were on the edge of the very canopy, there'd be a 45-degree angle. If anyone wants to do trigonometry right now.
Oh, well.
How tall is the canopy?
300 feet. And it's 300 feet away, so it should be pretty easy.
So, I mean, that's 450 feet-ish. No, that's not true. No. It's like 445 feet or something.
And there is currently
diagonal.
a good portion of zombies between you and that area. You'd have to go around a little bit more, but I'm guessing you did that anyways.
How far can your Misty Step take you?
30 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you on this tree. Joking.
Okay, so can we do his hoppy thing? His like parkour thing and get down
Yeah,
there?
you get down there. And I mean, you could do maybe like a line dart thing.
Fuck. Do it. Maybe.
Okay. I am.
If we're not
Well-
falling, we're not going to take damage.
Yeah, as
Right.
soon as the gate opens up to about normal height, men in arms rush out with pole arms and start killing the nearby zombies as the cart goes in. And that's when
Yeah, and
that's
I'm
when
us-
Eldon's dagger lands on the back of the back wagon train, and you guys just pop in.
And I'm firing cantrips left and right, plucking off zombies myself.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start throwing down sparks as well.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys go through this gate, you're just laying down, suppressing fire from the back of the cart. I'm not gonna, I guess you could roleplay that.
You rolled a number of natural ones in there. Let's hope you
I
can light
noticed.
the caravan on fire.
It's not a high
Thanks,
damage, just so you know.
So you arrive in Camp Vengeance, where a large black armored man comes out to greet you. Says, "Aye, magnificent distraction." I don't know why all my characters are Scottish.
He says in game.
Yes. He's been practicing acting.
Whoever said the church was Scotland?
That was definitely Irish, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
That was definitely leprechaun Irish.
Fuck you.
Drunken leprechaun.
Hey.
Alright, so this black armored man greets you, and he's like, "That was one hell of a distraction."
Thank you.
Lord Bryce, commander at Camp Righteous. What's your business?
We're here to see an archaeologist. And I turned to what and let him take the lead.
Yes, I said, we're looking for Professor Victor. We were told he's here. Ah, the professor. No, he left several days ago. He was making a powder delivery to Camp Vengeance.
powder delivery, you say? What kind of powder?
Why, black powder, sir.
Do we, in-game, do we know what that is?
It's a very new weapon. It's like hearing about iPods the first year they came out.
Okay, so it's very trendy among circles of people who like to blow
Yeah.
stuff up.
Hasn't
Well,
really caught on yet.
Fair enough.
I hear
Well,
lots of exciting things about this black powder.
I guess we still accomplished in getting rid of some of the people trying to get in your fort. That's something, I guess.
Aye, it's more every day.
We noticed-
Damn it, I did it again. He's like,
We know.
ah. A? Yeah? No? Who? What? I'm just gonna make random noises for the next 10 minutes.
We noticed a couple holes in the wall. Do you need help manning the gates? Manning the towers?
The boys would like that quite a bit, actually. Shifts have been pretty long lately.
I'll go up to the wall and
Yeah,
Throw
cast
some-
cantrips for the next couple hours.
Yeah, mending.
all day, every day.
What was that?
I said, yeah, mending.
I do not have the mending cantrip. No.
Someone has to have mending. Someone always has mending.
Well, we meant offensive cantrips.
I'm gonna put you on a boat and then put like a simple leak in it. No.
I'm gonna patch it together the old-fashioned way. I am a
With
sailor.
thaumaturgy. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take my mage hand and just stick a magic finger in there.
The Dutch boy.
I look over the armaments of the camp. Do they happen to have a catapult?
They do have a catapult directly in the center of the camp. It seems to be on a pivoting rig, so that they can aim it in 360 degrees.
Well, I really want to try something that goes along with what I was practicing
You
last
crazy.
night, and but it could really, especially if I put a little cape on,
Yeah. I need a wisdom check, and for you to get this, you need to fail a DC 12 wisdom.
Yeah, going full Evil Knievel, are you?
I'll hold your beer.
Holy crap. You already have a cape for this.
I purchased it in Port Nanzir when I bought a big scarf of the local light material. Or Nyanzura. Port Nyanzura.
Yep. So you climb up into the catapult.
I have this image of this gnome like chanting like a child. Like, I'm gonna go for a ride. I'm gonna go for a ride.
This is gonna rock!
Honestly, a lot of people are too
All day,
tired.
every day.
However, there's a problem. The release rope is below where you can actually hit it.
I'll do it. I mean, am I in a place to actually see what Eldon is doing?
Like, he runs straight to the catapult.
Okay. So yeah,
I'll just-
I noticed that our gnomish friend has run up to the catapult, and I walk up behind him and say, "What you doing there, Eldon?"
If you want to say something, I'll wait.
Are you give him blessings for good luck first?
I don't have that as a spell, but sure, I will say the.
Yeah, no, not like an actual spell, just like to make.
Yeah,
him feel-
I will ceremoniously wave my symbol of Palor in his direction. Yes.
Well, I seen one of these contraptions at the port, and I've been thinking that, if we put one of these on the wagon, I bet I could sit in the bucket here, and somebody could pull that rope there, and I could go a really long way.
Well, it's going the long way. It's the fun part, but it's the sudden stop at the end that gets you.
And that is where my ancient gnomish secret comes in.
Is this your teleporting dagger?
Yep.
Do you violate conservation of inertia with that?
I think everything violates conservation of inertia in Forgotten Realms.
Sadly, not portal.
So I
Inertia,
think
more like inertia, inertia, more like inertia. No,
I think since we have the opportunity to test it right now, and that way I can take the results of my scientific experiment and go to Wat Wat and try to talk him into putting one on the wagon.
Climb in.
Oh, I'm already there.
This is a terrible idea, and I support it wholeheartedly.
ooh, idea. It's quantum inertia.
That actually makes perfect sense.
This is both a good idea and not a good idea.
Well, the rope's there. You gotta crank it back and cut it.
I start cranking. Yeah.
I'll assist on cranking it back.
I feel like I need goggles.
Yeah, you guys like disembark from your thing and immediately go to the catapult in town, and the gnome gets in it, and the captain of the camp is just watching you, completely dumbfounded.
Okay, when the gnome says that he wants goggles, I like, cause I'm elf, right? So I have I use prestidigitation just like make these like goggles that like will just like last for like a minute or something.
Yeah, you get like some cheap lab goggles with like a flimsy rubber band.
Illusory lab goggles. Go.
I'm trying to persuade the camp captain that this makes perfect sense.
Says, all
That's-
right. Your friend's gonna die.
Our
you know.
gnomish friend, our gnomish friend here has pulled off some extraordinary things with his gnomish magic. He's able to teleport, and if he can pull this off, if he will be able to travel an enormous distance in a very
It's
short
a small
time.
crowd,
It have to be
don't
some kind
really.
of record.
It's like I assume that like we're kind of a distance from this, but like we can hear it. So if so, I'll just yell. This is like, oh god, this is gonna make sense. I'll just like yell. He has quantum inertia.
Okay. We crank the thing back, and I zapped that rope.
The rope
And I
burns at a
cast
point.
minor illusion of rockets blasting off from my feet. There's, like flame coming out of my feet as I blast off.
Well, that's what you intended.
If the rope doesn't,
But as soon as
Yeah.
this rope spring unleashes, time just goes into slow motion, and it's like somebody in a centrifuge. Your cheeks are just all the way back. Your eyes are completely like into slits on the side of your face. Lips just flapping.
I take a selfie.
Yeah. And in the middle of your arc, I am going to need an acrobatics check.
It's
Yes, it is
periapsis.
periapsis. I need an acrobatics check to see if you can get into the right orientation for landing.
I use my inspiration.
Roger. Nice.
Oh, you can cast the rocket sparks now. You can do the rocket
That's
sparks
true.
now.
And then it looks
as
like
you
you're
come
flying.
down.
You're falling with style.
There you go. Fall the style.
Okay. So
And then-
because you got that check, I need you to make an attack roll with your dagger, and it has advantage to see if you're able to hit a place you can see versus a place you can't see. Oh, it was DC 12. You
Low-
land on the top of the canopy.
I just want to say that, like, low key, while he's like in midair, my character is kind of wishing that she had prepared Revivify instead of
Yeah.
Aid.
He's like, oh, wait, this could be really bad. Because he goes up quite a ways.
I hope he's scouting out while he's up there.
And it seems like his arc is going to fall too short because the catapult's sighted to fire at the tree line. And it's like right at the last minute, he like throws his dagger up into the trees and he teleports up and just lands. He lands there, perfectly safe.
I am doing the moonwalk. I am getting down. I am just happy.
And now you're outside of camp.
Give me a
Yeah,
perception
that's
check.
okay.
So, how loud of a noise does the catapult make, by the way? Like, would it attract the zombies or more zombies?
The ground's shifting under your feet, Eldon. The branch you're on is
Oh,
not
shit.
as solid as you thought it was. And as you look down,
Okay,
you see
I
it
throw-
is scaly and yellow. Roll
Oh, God.
me initiative.
Oh, dear.
Initiative. Oh, I didn't have my.
Yeah, you gotta put the token on the map. I'm sorry. I can go to the other map for fights.
Okay. Well, I should have. That should have stuck it in.
Did you select yourself?
Yeah.
I did it for you.
All right. So my first initiative was a 6. Oh, that's a big snake.
So, Eldon, if you want to put yourself right on top of that snake. Like right in the middle of it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you
I don't know
can't
if the
see.
stream is behind or not. Yeah, I can't see it on my sheet, and I don't. And the stream is like you can't see it at all in the stream. You can't see anything.
My guy's there in spirit, if not in body.
Okay, you can see it on the stream now.
Thank you for the heads up. Often I lose track of the camera and no one tells me. You have a surprise round. As you realize that you landed on top of a gigantic snake.
Is the snake in the tree?
Yeah, it was sunning itself on the top of the canopy.
I
Oh, so this is a
Elvis.
fight taking place
This is a fight taking place hundreds of feet away. None of you can even see Eldon right now.
I tell the snake sorry, and I throw my dagger and follow it. I aim someplace close and just go away.
Okay, combat ends, I think. Let me look just to check its speed. Yeah, combat ends. So exciting. But, you know, it's
Yeah.
better to live.
More than exciting enough. Yes.
You eventually make your way back to the camp. The gates remain closed, but I'm pretty sure you can get over the wall. So, Eldon comes back, surprisingly.
Did you see the
That-
curvature of the Earth?
I really couldn't see a lot because I need better goggles because, oh, wow, it was fast. But then I landed on a snake and I had to go really fast. And Mr. Watt, can we get this?
I don't think this is for sale, son.
Well, can we make one for the wagon that would fit in the wagon? Secret weapon and all that.
I mean, I suppose, if you want to go gather lumber.
Well,
I know in other rule sets, siege weapon making was actually a skill you could pick up.
This is true. I can
Well, see, I'm
definitely
just
give you a custom
sitting here-
professional.
I'm just sitting here thinking, it's like, this is the sort of thing that, like, my character, like,
A gnome trucker.
designing building, like, yeah, yeah. I mean, like mechanical things, clockwork things, stuff like that, like that's what, we're like part of our family did that, and then part of it did like the Chang stuff. They would like mix them together to like create things. So it's like we can make one. We can make it enchanted so that it would like sparks and stuff as it went off.
Great idea.
Like they don't do anything, it just looks cool, right? Because that's what.
So
But I kind of imagine it would.
Yeah, you guys want to take a
What was that,
5-minute
John?
break?
Sure.
yeah.
I'm going to grab a
But
beer
she's
and I
like-
will be back.
I will be right back as well.
Like I'm imagining that building something like that would take like I don't know a week or two.
You could probably do it in a couple days, to tell you the truth. If it's not too big.
I have a question. Like, would it be possible to do like just a silly floofus like just like cosmetic only little enchantment, just like make it doing cool things like shoot sparks and stuff, like however Eldon wants it to do, but like just
Yeah, it'd probably take you, let's say, an hour of reading to find that. And it's literally just like Sparkler.
just like whatever he thinks is cool, we'll like try to do it, and then I'll do the reading for it. Like, and then just kind of like it's like we need to do this giant expedition. Like stop, nope, we're building this catapult. Everything else can wait. We must finish this first. You can call it the Nomapult. You need to make him some goggles too. I'll be right back. Tell me to use the restroom.
I'm back.
So it is about noontime in Camp Vengeance. I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, I'm here.
I forgot to put the AFK screen on.
I'm back. So, are we still building this catapult?
Well, do you guys want to spend 2 days in Fort Fort Righteous?
Up to Eldon.
Camp Righteous?
I feel like I feel like we're looking at 2 days driving the physics, and then another couple days building the thing.
Right when it's just impractical.
Yeah, I think my character's against it. Sorry.
Some wonderful things sometimes just aren't meant to be.
There is a Master Siege Smith here,
It-
if you wanted to.
It was a high point of the voyage so far, in more ways than one. Haha.
Like, I'm all for it. I've already got like a little prototype that I like prestidigitated and modeled together. That, like... only if like evidence for it.
I think, if we weren't in a camp surrounded by zombies and we had some time, I'd be all for it, but we'll shelve it and keep it in mind for when we got time and someplace more appropriate to take the time.
No joke, I once played a game where we had a sentient giant turtle as a party member, and someone mounted a ballista on the back of the shell.
Oh, nice.
So we had a tank.
Just
John,
a tank, a sentient tank.
Yeah. John, were you in that game? I forget. It was with Sandy. No, John might not be back yet.
We might want to hold off then. Even though you're in a clearing, though, it's still pretty dark. Clouds seem to be really thick overhead.
Really dark, just naturally due to weather, or is there something unnatural happening?
It just seems like it's very, very, very cloudy. You can't really tell the source.
No, I cannot.
I will ask the cap. Is it like monsoon season, or are we about to get 6 days of solid rain, or is them clouds something we should be worried about?
No one really knows. The clouds started forming shortly after the undead started to come from the jungles.
And it just made me think about some things. Like, if it pours down rain and stuff, like, they'll start, like, rotting faster and things. Because, like, all of the stuff that, like, grows and decomposes will, like, grow faster. Probably not gonna last very long anyway in this, like, because, like, the jungle environment, it's, like, warm and wet and, like, all of those sorts of things.
Yeah, but there are certain microbial
really
conditions that preserve stuff really well, like peat bogs.
So the zombies aren't in a peat bog, but like
You're not
they're
in a
walking
peat bog.
around in the open. Yeah, so the zombies will probably start rotting soon.
So far, all the zombies you encountered have looked pretty old.
Probably the magics that make them undead keeps them from just popping from the dead gas.
I wonder if there's a way we could like
Or they've been
circumvent
deflated
that
and
part of
embalmed.
it to just like make them rot. Yeah, they could have been. But there's like tons and tons of them. Like I don't think thousands of them would have been involved.
I've been imagining that my chill touch cantrip, which is necrotic damage, is just accelerating the decomposition of the things. So I hit them with chill touch and like flesh sloughs off the bone. But that's just my own personal flavor so far. Mental canon.
Yeah. Any place you see bone, it's not white. It's all charcoal, obsidian black.
Well, when he mentions chill touch, I start chill. Like you make things colder.
Oh, yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, what you said.
So, like, if you stood beside me and just kept touching me all day, I would have like my very own AC unit.
Not
Arcane
exactly.
cooler.
It's chill, like oh, okay. I got to be honest with you. I learned this before I became a cleric. It's something a lot of elves can do. We pick up a cantrip or two in our youth. I happen to pick this up from a kind of shady individual. It's technically necromancy.
Oh, so it wouldn't keep me cool and help beat the jungle heat. Well, another good idea that will not be realized.
I'm sure it would feel very cold, but
That would be the shock setting.
would then fall off. Yeah.
So like, can I hear this conversation going on?
I don't know. Where are those two currently conversating?
Well, let's see. I was talking about chill touch in the first place because you were talking about getting the zombies to rot. So I guess you were part of the conversation to begin with, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I would like grab a drink from one of our like supplies or something, and like because I read on the prestidigitation you can like flavor things and stuff. So I'm like imagining that I make it feel really cold and chilled, and I like hand it to Eldon.
Yeah, you could probably do that to a maximum of like 8 ounces. But Rel hands you a cold cup.
Well, I drink it.
It's refreshing.
That's just about as good.
Also, I get in my mind that like when he mentioned like AC, I'm like, what is this contraption? I must figure out how to build one of these.
Oh, we're trying to invent air conditioning now? Okay.
That's a much higher level enchanting ability.
Again, that's something that I'm going to be working on. So in the background.
So, John, are you back? I see you in chat. You rolled insight. I assume you're back.
I am back. Sorry, I forgot to turn off my mute.
Oh no!
I added some, witty repartee to that, but you guys figured you were just like unamused.
I was wondering if you were there for the game where Santi role played as a sentient giant turtle, and so someone mounted a ballista on his back.
Yes, I was there for that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Santi.
Like it kind of became a thing that got carried away, which is why I'm in game against mounting a catapult on our caravan. But
Santia was a chaotic evil friend of ours in college. Real life alignment, chaotic evil.
I'd say chaotic neutral with aspirations to evil.
Chaotic asshole. It's like lawful stupid, chaotic asshole.
He's a good guy.
So it is 1 p.m.
Although he happens
in
to-
Camp Vengeance. It is overcast.
Okay. It's getting more overcast?
No, it's the same level of overcast. The dead seem to be regrouping.
Okay, well, since the guy we needed isn't here, we should probably get out of here before they all regroup again.
Did anyone happen to ask them, like when they were asking the questions about the clouds and stuff, did anyone happen to ask if it's like the zombies and stuff, like if this is normal?
No.
Yeah.
this is not
They
normal.
said that the
Well,
overcast started at the same time the undead started to rise.
it's been several weeks,
Right?
and it's only in the.
It's
deep
been like this for
jungle.
several weeks.
Weird.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to try to race out towards the west, towards Camp Vengeance. Is that our plan?
Sounds good to me.
That's where the guy we wanted to go went, right?
I believe so.
Is that a river that we have to forge?
Yep.
Okay. How deep is the river?
Well, where you are right now, it's pretty deep. It shallows out.
Oh god. It's Oregon Trail all over
Exactly.
again.
Let's get a local to help us make it across.
No one can leave.
You have died of dysentery.
No one can leave Fort Righteous, Camp Righteous. They're all mercenaries.
Is there a ferry?
Definitely not. Oh wait, there is.
Can we build one?
No, there is a ferry from Port 9 Zaru.
Well,
I mean like a ferry to get across the river. Like just
Well,
across
there's a
the river.
ferry that goes to Camp Vengeance.
Oh.
Does it stop near Camp
No.
Righteous ever?
And I don't think there'd be any way to get your
Well-
wagons on it without tipping the boat.
let's
There's no bridges or anything.
No, but just south of Camp
Does anybody have
Vengeance,
access
there
to
is a
mending?
shallow part of the river.
do we need
Okay,
to have
I
access
Access to
mending?
any menders. Going once, going twice.
I put my finger on my nose. Yeah.
have
I can
no
sew-
idea. Like,
Okay.
What,
So I was gonna say,
what do you
otherwise
mean
we
by
could caulk
menders?
the because we could caulk the rafts and try to float down the river to Camp Vengeance.
Except we would be floating
Yeah,
upstream.
this is upstream.
Oh, solid. Never mind. I give up.
Yeah, we should probably just go to the shallow area.
So it sounds like we have to stay on the east side of the river until we make it pretty far upstream. If I understand what you said right.
Sounds like it.
Yes. So let's see. It is 1 p.m. when you leave. So it's about 6 p.m. when you finally exit the jungle into clearing just south of Camp Vengeance.
I just want to add that, like, during this downtime while we're like traveling, I'm reading the book again. Enchanting book.
I'll enchant your book.
I'm going to take a moment to stop and hunt for buffalo.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
you
I'm going to try
You-
to.
you
kill
killed 100.
I'll kill 200, and I'll be able to carry back 40 pounds of meat.
Oh god.
I already ran away from the snake, so We should be good on the snake.
There is a giant antelope on the plain
Dire antelope.
drinking from the river. It looks to be about 20 feet tall at the horns.
Oh my god. I'm gonna leave that majestic thing to do its thing. We don't need food. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to read the Harper book this time on procedures, or no, offenses that get you kicked out of the Harpers.
Yeah, and like the whole time that we're traveling, like anytime there's downtime,
Basically like
just,
murder, conspiracy, to do wrong. There's a whole list of gods that are definitely banned.
Thou shalt not worship so and so.
Yeah. But like, it's not like a blanket thing, it's like specifically, here's their dimensional address.
Anyone who comes from the abyss is right out.
Just we're gonna give it a nope. That's a hard pass.
With a Minnesotan
It's,
accent.
So if you're from 1313 Death Row Lane,
Yeah, so the Harpers are from the Midwest, I think.
Don't you know?
Straight out of Fargo. Yeah.
They're
Don't
part
you
of
know?
Norwegian settler blood.
So it is dusk. Do you want to try to ford the river? Or
what for the shallow part? Is it shallow enough to like go across? Like
Well, yeah,
without?
That's what fording means. How?
Oh, I thought it was like the thing when you cock it and like.
No, Ford is wading through basically, but with a wagon.
it's quite rocky, and there are a couple times where, as a group, you'll have to like unwedge a wheel from between two rocks. Lots of pry bars and so forth.
I say that we wait till morning.
How long until sunset?
2 hours.
I say we scout around for the next hour or so and make sure we don't have undead sneaking up on us.
Yeah.
We can range pretty far in the span of an hour, I think. And when I say scout, I mean like on foot.
Yeah, you
with
could
wagons.
probably do a 1.5 mile radius. I mean, there and back in under an hour. If you guys are all going in different directions.
Can I count my survival check?
No. You found a majestic animal.
Should I?
Now you... well, what direction are you going? North, south, east, west?
Well, the river is to the west. So I'm gonna start going up northeast and then loop around and double back to the loop down and around to be more due east and come back that way, so I can sort of get a like a clover leaf.
So you're looping around from noon until 3 o'clock position.
Sure. I figure we don't need to go. I don't need to go along the river because we're just that way.
Yeah,
But
I will
mildly inland from that.
go due east and then loop around from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Okay, so I'll go south and then like loop around to the west until I get to like the edge of the river and just like kind of follow it back until I get back to the wagon.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'll just like kind of guard the wagon until everybody else is back, I guess.
Yeah. What sort of role do you want, Toad? Is it survival?
It was actually going to be investigation.
Okay.
Huh.
Right. Binder, you went to the north and east loop. between you and Camp Righteous.
Y- Yep.
In the distance, you can see movement north of you, but you can't really make it out.
Is it towards us?
It seems to be walking
Is it
parallel, but to the north.
So it's coming towards us.
Not quite.
Okay. Well, I'll relay this information, this limited information, to my fellows. And I guess, do we notice anything else, or can we sort
Yeah,
of
Eldon, I
camp
definitely
down,
need
set up watch?
a perception check. Everything's fine.
There's
Yep,
butterflies.
Butterflies and chipmunks.
No
There's
snakes.
There's
Yeah.
like a monkey that throws a banana down to you. Sounds exactly like that.
Well, I count him as a new friend, and I name him Raoul. I'll see you later, Raoul.
He jumps down to follow you. He is the only monkey here.
I leave.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, funny thing about gnomes, they're actually
What's all this
descended from
monkey
Starfall.
business?
No spying. Just kidding. Eldon might be the bravest one.
Okay.
So, right, what were we doing? Okay, yes. Ral, you followed the river. You
I went south. I went like south and then looped around west till I got to the river and just kind
you're
of came
already
back
on
up
the river's
until I
edge,
got.
basically. Well, I mean, I guess. Well,
Yeah,
because you're right at the forest edge.
Yeah, it's like I went. Yes, it's like I scouted south and then like on my way back I just like looped around west to the river and just kind of went along the edge of the river until I got back to the caravan. At least that was what I planned to do. Like, you know, continuing with the cloverleaf thing, except it's like the river will kind of cut it off a little bit. Like, mostly just scouting south, I
well,
guess.
as anytime you're along the river,
What it,
you notice every few minutes zombies are floating downriver. Some of them are moving, some of them aren't. They don't seem to know how to swim.
do I like? Can I see anything on the other side of the river? And also, like, do I?
Yeah, it's jungle.
Like,
it's super
is
dense.
there any sort of-
It's basically a wall of leaves.
Is there any like smells or anything else that like I would notice?
I don't. Well, nothing has really stood out to you so far,
Oh.
except for the dead floating downriver.
Do they look like any more? I mean, do they look like in the same condition as the other ones, or do they look like
They look
more
to be in the exact same condition.
rotten or
Like-
disheveled?
Okay, let me describe these zombies for you head to toe. Typically, they have very short, brittle hair, it's usually, well, I mean, it goes from dark black to gray. Their skin is obsidian black. It's dry, like to the point of mummification. So their cheeks are really sucked in. Their eyes are almost completely gone.
Okay, so they look more like walking pieces of charcoal than like
Yeah,
zombies.
walking fossils.
Okay. Interesting that they would float, because they would be pretty dense.
They all float down here.
It's like all.
Oh, come on.
What?
Nothing. So,
Alright, so if I don't.
Already they all float on. So
They
don't
all
worry,
float
they
on.
all float
Yes,
on.
Modest Mouse.
They all
Not the
float
movie yet.
on.
So if I don't see anything, I guess I just go back to the. And continue back to the wagon. I'm like along the river the whole way back. Like after I got south.
Everyone makes it back to the.
If the-
place.
if-
Eldon has a monkey.
If the
friend.
monkey is there, as soon as I see the monkey, I'm gonna say, "What is this monkey business?"
That happens.
But I'm going to say it and then like kind of be laughing at the same time.
It is Raoul. He's the friend.
It's too bad no one has speak with animals.
Damn it!
I can
Oh, I should've
communicate
went
with
with-
small or smaller beasts.
Oh, that might work. He is Capuchin. He's the squirrel of monkeys.
Okay, so I can, a lot like the furball, I can make gestures, or, I can communicate with him, but not understand.
Yeah, there's no verbal. He seems to mimic, like, the zombies, and then, like, mimes attacks. And then he's like, he just puts up one finger, and then he points a thumb to him. You get the sense that he's the only survivor of something horrible.
Well, I give him a berry.
PTSD monkey. Add it to the loot.
Okay, at the earliest opportunity, we need to get a little fez to put on the monkey's head.
That's something prestidigitation can do.
Okay, so we'll make a little fez and put it on his head so he'll be like Abu
Yeah.
from, like,
Or like the monkey from
Um,
Futurama.
I can. Aladdin. I hadn't seen that.
More people need to watch Futurama. It's a
I
great
haven't
show.
seen- I've watched some of it, but like not nearly.
I've watched all
All
of
of
it like
it.
7 or 8 times. Yeah, it's just something I put on in the background nowadays. Anyways, so this hat appears on top of the monkey's head. He is alarmed and confused for a second, and then he's like sniffing it, holding it in his hands. Finally, he tips it upside down and puts it on the ground, and then sits in it like it's a little chair.
Oh no! Is he using the bathroom in it?
Doesn't appear to be.
Oh, that's good at least. Did Eldon see it?
Yeah, this all happened. No one's having any other conversation right now. They're just staring at the monkey.
Well, so obviously he didn't go to the bathroom. Who can go when everybody's staring at him?
Did anyone say what they saw yet?
I found Raoul.
Whenever there's an opportunity, I'll tell them what I saw. Like, I didn't see anything to the south, but on the way back along the river, I saw lots of undead floating by, and that some were moving and some were not.
Well, hopefully that won't be a problem during the night. But I think we're out of time. I don't think we have time to forge the river anymore anyway.
Yeah,
For
it is
sunset.
just about dusk.
Sounds to me as though they died at Camp Vengeance and have been sent down here to continue being dead.
Some of them were moving, though. Not all of them, but some of them.
Died-ish.
Oh, they're blackened like by black powder. Ha ha ha. Were the zombies at Camp Righteous also blackened the same way?
Their bones were. Their skin was mostly white-ish. Well, yeah, white because, you know, they're old. Like, their skin is paperized. But sunken cheeks. And anywhere there's a point, you can kind of see the black bone. Because their skin's basically become transparent.
Well, tomorrow I think we find out what happens to Camp Vengeance. Might not be anything good. Once again, I will take first watch.
On the watch again.
Uh,
Right, so there are
I
3
will sling
watches.
a-
Do you want to take 2?
Sure, since I can meditate for only 4 hours.
I'll take the third.
Okay. Aram.
So, like, I don't know how the spells work. I'm just curious, like, since I'm going to be doing a meditation, and I'll get
Yeah,
the
you
spell
can blow
slot
all
back.
your spell
Like,
slots right now if you wanted.
could I? So, like, can I cast aid on the other people so that while they're doing their watches, they'll have that
Yeah.
going, and I'll just do my meditation, get my spell slot back. Okay, I'll do that.
Cool.
You can meditate for 2 hours, then wake up at the last half of Aram's shift, do it to him, and then when Binder wakes up, you can then do it to him, and then go to sleep for 2 more hours. I mean, meditate for 2 more hours.
How long does aid last?
That's I don't
You
know.
need to read it.
'Cause-
I believe it's in the SRD, though.
It's probably a minute.
oh, it says 8 hours.
Nice.
Really?
You can just
Yeah.
cast it all right now.
Yeah, I was
Hold on, it's level 2 though.
Oh, it's a level 2 spell.
level 3.
Yeah.
I think at level 3 he should have a level 2 spell slot.
As a paladin?
I can't remember.
I don't know. do
Look
I?
at the player's
do you
handbook.
tell?
It's the first page of Paladin. It has a list.
Oh no, Okay, I only have 3 first level spell slots. Okay, so I need to redo my spells that I prepared because I
Yes,
messed
you're
up.
a bad person and
Apparently.
you feel bad about it. Trying to cheat my
crap.
D&D.
So
You would have gotten away with it too.
I guess I can't do.
If it wasn't for those darn
Uh,
kids.
There was another. Yeah, it only lasted a minute.
There's
Guess
bless.
I can't. Yeah,
Which
that only
lasts-
lasts a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's what you get with a first level spell.
Nothing that's really gonna work. So
We'll be okay.
Right. So, I need a perception check. There is now a small hammock in Eldon's room, where Raoul is sleeping.
I'm very bad at keeping watch.
Yeah, everything seems to be okay.
It's all under
It's a
control.
quiet night. You haven't seen any animals. There aren't many bugs either. You know, circle of life.
Can I do a knowledge nature to determine whether
Sure.
that's weird or not?
There should be bugs.
I get down and walk the perimeter of the camp. Starting south and then going, I guess, counterclockwise.
Yeah, that first Triceratops you get to seems to be awake. But the other three are all asleep.
Okay.
So you walk your perimeter. There doesn't
Mhm.
seem to be anything that's going on. Were you looking for something particularly?
Looking to see if there are any bugs, for example, any of those things that we're missing.
Yeah, no bugs, no frogs. No birds, no moles, no voles.
I get back up and can I take a 10 on a perception check? And just sit there very
Yes.
quietly and listen? So that comes to a 13.
It is dead quiet. It's like, you know, when you're wearing noise canceling headphones, and it's just like that seashell sound, kind of like a conch when you put your ear to it.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit of white noise. Let's see. I cast Sacred Flame 60 feet out into the darkness. To the north, let's say. Right there. And shed light in an area around it.
You hear the horde wail some distance off. Maybe half a mile.
Okay, I'm waking everyone up. Hey guys, sorry. I know you're sound asleep, but there's something spooky going on. Everything has gone quiet, and I heard something wailing off in the distance.
After I cast the thing that
Yeah,
created
let
the
me
flare.
see.
Yes. I didn't say my guy was smart. In fact, he
It
has
became apparent that there was something going on.
a flarent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're
Anytime.
able to wake everybody up. And as everybody wakes up, they can hear the slowly growing moan of the horde.
Like
Yep.
the zombie horde?
I think we need to do exactly what we did yesterday. We need to distract the zombies somehow.
Is there light or is it still pretty
It
dark?
is literally, it's been 2 hours. Let's say it's halfway between the first two shifts. So it's been 2 hours, so it is 1 a.m.
How many spells do you have left, Binder?
I have 2 third level and 2 second level and 2 first level.
I'm fully charged. But what do you say you and I go out there and try to distract the horde again?
Done.
Okay. I asked Nimit how hard it is to ford a crossing at night, or whether we just need to hope for the best and stay here.
Nimit doesn't want to try to ford it at night. He says it's really rocky and that we're gonna get stuck. He'd rather be able to see what he's stuck on.
Okay. What can we use as a signal if you guys need us to get back to camp?
Set the forest on fire.
Yeah. I feel like that might draw attention a little. And then I suddenly slap my forehead and go, oh, wait, I just drew the attention of the horde. That was me. Oh.
I slap her forehead too. Looked like fun.
Elves only, okay? Elves only. I have a strict elves only policy.
I'm half elf.
Then you
I
have
slap
half-
his
You're half a
forehead.
person then.
I use half my
Yeah.
hand.
Also, I was looking at the spells, and I think that I would just have. I guess I would use command instead of aid. I was just like that would be the one that I would have had prepared. I think I misunderstood
command you
because
to
like
be
I
more
was looking at the
perceptive.
spell levels, and I I thought that it's like, oh, if I'm level 3, that means I can use level 3 spells, right? But like that's a different kind of
spell
level.
levels only go up to 9, and 9th level spells are like universe breaking. Like there's a spell called Wish where you literally can just wish. And then depending on like, you can be
So,
like, I wish everybody was a kitten, and then suddenly everybody in the world would be a kitten.
Oh my god.
Or just kitten
Oh.
would be redefined to be everybody.
Yeah, the word just changes in the dictionary. That's
So
clever.
yeah. So I can only use any of the level, like just the level, like it's the slots, right? So it's like the level of spells depends
Yeah.
on the
So
slot.
you can cast 3
Okay,
per
yeah.
So
long rest. Although I think you might start
Yeah.
getting them back at shorter
Yeah.
rests if you're vengeance. I can't remember.
so I would just have cure wounds and command prepared because like the other ones I don't know if I would use
Okay.
the other ones.
Cure
very
wounds,
well.
Thank you for
command,
that.
and my flying talking sword.
Yeah,
Right.
and the ones that come with the oath of whatever.
Yes.
Well, I think Binder, is it Binder or Binder?
Binder. Binder.
Yeah, Binder done that, yeah.
Done that.
Oh,
Binder
I
done it.
finally understand it now. I thought it was binder, like mystical bindings.
Nope.
I thought it was Binder like the robot from Futurama.
Nope. Binder.
Although Binder is closer to Bender.
Bender, oh.
We just need to get you a drinking problem.
Well, Binder and AA Ron are going to head north, I think. Or was it north that it came from? The
Yeah.
zombie horde? Yeah. We're following
It's
the
the
river, I
same
assume.
horde that-
Unless
Aaron encountered earlier and didn't tell anyone about. Baha. Tension.
wait, did who encounter?
I believe it was Aaron that encountered the horde. He caught it just the edge of the horde moving north towards Camp Righteous.
Oh, I told everybody.
Oh,
That was me. I
Okay.
told everybody there are people coming our direction.
I can remember things.
Yeah, I was south
Now you
and
know why
east
I
of camp.
record stuff.
Well, let's follow the river and see if we can maybe try to get around its flank and lead this horde back north again.
I agree.
Are there any flotation devices in the caravan that are like lightweight?
I suppose you could empty out a barrel. Float with that.
Yeah, that would take too much time. Let's just go
Yep.
and hope we don't get pinned against the water. Although we can swim better than zombies can.
Well, you head out north.
Okay,
and you go for a quarter of a mile, and there isn't really any zombies, and it's too dark to see any movement. But you can hear them, and they're getting louder. And you start stumbling on like one or two, and you avoid them pretty easily. But the further you go, you're gonna start to encounter more and more. And the ones that see you start following you.
I tell Binder that at some point I'm going to start casting thaumaturgy to make noise and draw them towards us, but I want to get farther north than we already are.
Okay. I'm right here.
You go a couple hundred more yards, and the groups are getting thicker and thicker, and then you finally just come to a point where it looks like a search party line, basically. Except it's just as far as you can see with your limited sight. Just bodies.
60 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Thaumaturgy actually doesn't go that far. Okay, I cast Sacred Flame at the edge of that horde, and basically try to draw attention away from our immediate surroundings. So the ones that are within 30 feet of us, I want them to see that flame 60 feet in the distance and go towards that.
The horde yells out in unison at the sight of radiant fire. I need both of you to give me a wisdom saving throw, because you're so close and there's so many of them that it is very scary. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Ben, this terrifies you. There are a lot more of them here than you thought there were, and they're now coming directly towards where that sacred flame just detonated.
Can I use my wisdom to give him an assist? Can I use my successful saving throw
Yeah,
to give
I
him an
guess
assist
since we're not in
on,
combat, that is round
on his
coming up
save?
pretty fast. And you, with that, I'll just give you the 15. So you're like, ah. And then Binder slaps
And he
you.
grabs him by both shoulders.
Yeah, no, like, yes, you grab him by the shoulders and you slap him in the face. You're like, pull yourself together, man.
Aaron! Hey, Aaron! You done messed up, Aaron?
And at that point, I'm no longer afraid. I'm just depressed and acknowledge that, yeah, I've kind of screwed this whole night up, haven't I? Okay, let's get out of here. Maybe we should loop around to the east. I know. No, the scene from Airplane was playing through my mind. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god, that was the best movie ever. Except Airplane 2, it was pretty good too.
classics.
And didn't they recreate the scene?
Line of zombies.
Like as soon as you get back, we just like all start slapping.
I think we're scouting east now to try to find the eastern edge of the horde. Does that make sense, Binder? Or do you want to go out over the water?
How far across the river is it?
The river here is pretty wide. It is maybe a quarter, between an eighth and a quarter of a mile.
Okay. Let's stealth our way back to camp. I don't think we're going to distract him. I think our best bet might just be...
How flammable is the underbrush here?
We're in the rainforest.
I know.
The ground's pretty soggy and
But-
loamy. However, the canopy's pretty dry.
Yeah, a canopy fire would just spread and spread and spread. If you really want to go back to camp, let's do that. But I'd like to know how far east this horde goes. If we could loop around it and do what I just did on the far side of the horde, we could still distract it.
Okay, I'm up for it.
All right. We're trying to follow the edge of the horde as far east as we can.
Yeah, the edge of the horde starts curving south.
It's encircling camp?
It seems to be encircling you guys.
Let's go back to camp.
Yep, I am in favor of
Yeah,
that.
I am going to need dexterity saving throws from both of you to see if one of the zombies gets a hold. Because it's going to be extra thick going back.
I'm supposed to be good at dexterity.
Okay, Ben, you are tackled to the ground by a zombie.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and...
I'll give you each an action, but Ben's prone. And grappled.
I'm going to zap... I'm going to shoot the zombie with my spark. Actually... No, I'm going to shoot the zombie with my... God, I don't know. I'm going to stab the zombie with my dagger. That's what we're going to do.
You miss.
I'm going to fail.
Do you know what a zombie's AC is? It's 8.
10?
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I'm going to back off.
I try to double attack with a short sword and then another short
Okay.
sword.
Zombie is headless.
Ooh, sorry.
The head, however, is still trying to
Okay.
bite, but the body is dead.
I
Was
dropped
reading the
kick it.
handbook. What did I miss? I think I got distracted.
I got tackled by a zombie and then cut its head off.
Is this like next to? Are you near us, or are you?
There,
like away
maybe
from
a
us?
half mile.
We're on our way
from
back.
The wagon. But if you're
Okay,
at the
so, like,
wagon, you've definitely noticed
they're by
the
themselves.
wailing sound is getting a lot louder. And it's starting to come from the
Would I have?
east
Would
as
we have
well
any
now.
of us? Would any of us at the wagon seen like that fire when he did the flame or any of that stuff?
The trees and the foliage are too thick, really. No, wait. Because
Okay,
that's where they
so-
were. So you'd have to be able to see it if they could see it. Well, no, not necessarily, because they could just have true sight. Let's say you see it. You see a flash, and then the horde's like a lot louder.
And that we know that's the direction
Yeah,
that they went
it's
in.
most
right?
loudest
So-
from the north, but now it's starting to come in from the east as well.
That does give a spell card.
How long would it take to get there? Like running?
Running a half mile.
At this point, well, at this point, the flame you saw is to the northwest, and we've already traveled quite a bit to the east. We're not going to be there if you go there. Granted,
Yeah,
you don't know that.
she doesn't know that.
Well,
Yeah.
I will suggest, I
But-
will say, we have to trust that they're doing their job. I mean, if we go out there, then we're going to be dividing our forces even more. There's no guarantee we're going to be able to find them in the jungle.
Nimitz seems to be loading up a backpack.
I offer anybody at the wagon, Nimit and Wat, if they want me to, I can move them up into the canopy.
That's a good idea.
They're
I'm
already
going
there,
to like.
but Nimitz
just-
is definitely getting ready. He's definitely packing a bug out bag.
I will
Yeah,
do
I'm
the
going
same.
to. I'm going to prepare for like combat and like the bug out bag, all that stuff,
In
and
fact, he'll be preparing multiple
feeling
bug out
really
bags.
antsy about like. Yeah, like I'm feeling really antsy about kind of like wanting to see, like I'm just like the direction where all that stuff is coming from, right? It's like I'm just like I don't know where, but somewhere between where that flash was and where the sound is, I'm like thinking they're there somewhere. I'm like, ugh, you know, like just kind of want to go, but like what Eldon said.
There
makes
is
sense.
an ear-shattering roar from the south. Insert
fuck.
Jurassic Park T-Rex. Wait.
The sound of a industrial trash compactor mixed with a
Yeah.
lion, basically.
I think that's actually what they use for the sound effects.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Triceratops are immediately going to start to do the circle thing that all herd animals do.
Are the is the caravan inside the circle of Triceratops?
No, the caravan seems to be outside the circle.
Okay. We don't count as baby Triceratops in their mind.
Well, the caravans give them walls, really. Two bottlenecks.
Also, we're not there yet.
So, Bindir and I are rushing
Yeah,
back.
if you're rushing back, and both of you are in pretty light clothing. So let's say it's
I don't think either of us
let's
is
say
armor.
it's 2.5 minutes, because you have a little fire lit under your bums, and also you heard a very disturbing thing coming back from the direction of the wagons.
I offer again to give anybody a lift up to the canopy.
If I'm there, I politely turn you down and say I'm going to the crow's nest. Does anyone want to join me in the
Then
crow's
it will
nest?
say, that's a bad
Yes.
idea. That weren't no bloody panda bear.
Nimit, do you... Nimit? What was that? You
The
seem to
bloody
know.
T-Rex. Get under the cart. Yeah,
Under the
he's
cart?
Can it see us if we
diving
don't
into the
move?
cart. Oh no, but he can't see you if he can't see you.
Okay, I get under the cart with him.
I will take the guide's lead and crawl under the cart and bring Raoul with me.
Yeah, Raoul definitely pees on you.
I probably pee on Raoul.
This is a weird relationship.
D&D motherfuckers. Okay.
What happens under the cart stays under the.
We seem to have some Oxen Mafia folks in the chat. Hooray! Anyways. So... the T-Rex is gonna get there before the other two get back.
Oh, so Bender and I are going to be out in the woods when T-Rex shows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wish I could find my T-Rex token. I had a nice one. Okay, I'm gonna use a certain token, but I need you to know it's a lot more serious than it looks. It's not the normal one I use.
Please.
Everything's black. Oh, wait. Never mind. Found it.
Well, at least it's not Barney.
Yeah, I believe this is like the dinosaur mascot, or the dragon mascot against Tooth Decay. I seem to remember something like that. No, that was a T-Rex. God damn it. Never mind. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need everybody to give me a stealth check at a DC 18.
Including Bender and I?
Sadly, no.
Oh.
So Ral and Eldon.
So I just click
Yep.
on stealth.
Nice. Now the question is, are you under the same cart?
I don't know. I would have went under whatever one was nearest to me. I don't know if I'm under the same one.
Well, it really depends on
That
which
sounds like
cabin
yes.
is your room. I mean, you guys can write your names on your beds if you want.
If we're going by the way the watch went last night, Eldon and I are in the right
Yep.
one. I
Yeah,
think
my
we're on the
token's
end.
still in
Yeah.
the left one, and that's where I was. I was in like the behind one.
So I think you're in the left one then.
Yeah, so I think we're in under opposite ones.
Yeah. So...
Apparently, I heard Eldon peeing.
smelt it. So it's gonna try to ram that wagon, but the Triceratops are definitely going to intercept it, and it's going to start fighting with the Triceratops. One of the Triceratops is killed in the fight. The T-Rex is slain.
They
Yes.
killed the T-Rex.
And here I was getting ready to like try and do some kind of crazy maneuver of like running up its back and stabbing the sword into the back of its neck.
So are Binder and I back yet? Or do we return after the fight?
You return. Initially, you don't know how the Triceratops are going to react to you because they seem to be in a defensive stance. Because they can't tell what's rustling in the bushes until they see you. And they just freeze in their defensive stance. You probably shouldn't walk towards them.
Yeah, I circle around towards the front
That's
of the
bars.
cart. And do I see a Nimit underneath?
Yeah, the cart's tall enough that you can actually see from a normal standing height underneath it. And you do see the others standing there.
I tell them that there's a zombie horde coming from the north and the east, if not the south as well. I assume I see the dead T-Rex
Yeah,
as well. in
and
middle
the
of
dead
all this.
T-Rex looks like it was already dead. Like half... Yeah. it was
Zombie Rex.
Totally a zombie Rex. It's communicable.
The Triceratops.
Yeah, I come to that thought at the exact same moment. Say, should we do something about that dead Triceratops before it
It is
zombifies?
standing up.
Right.
How did the
then.
other Triceratops react?
They are confused.
I'm gonna try to jump on the top of the zombie Triceratops.
Okay, acrobatics, please. Well, it's enough to hold on, but as soon as you land on its back, it goes charging off into the jungle.
And I'm going to make a attack roll.
Okay, and I will let you make that roll when we return next week.
Oh my
No,
God.
You can make it now.
Okay. Well, that didn't work.
I do not see an attack roll.
I have a question.
Yeah, I don't see an attack roll either.
There we go. That
I have a
misses.
question.
It's like you go to grab it, but your arm just goes into one of the... No, because then you'd instantly hit. I don't know how you managed to miss this, considering you're holding on to it. But
I feel like I should have advantage.
you feel that way, but you already rolled it.
Fair enough.
I'm honestly trying to come up with a mechanism. Like, maybe it bucks you and your hand, the hand you were casting with, like, flies off. And you're
That's kinda
holding
what I
on
was
to it
thinking,
like
yeah.
you're like a bunking bronco for a second, looking badass like a rodeo. With a lightning hand up in the air.
Okay, that's
And
totally
I think that's a
badass.
good scene to end.
Just